I'm late. I'm late for a very important date. No time to say hello, goodbye. I'm late, I'm late, I'm late. We're just now getting into May of 2021. Interesting. Also, I have the captions on, and they don't appear to there we go, which is why I didn't change the scene. Alright, so thank you for your patience, everybody, especially since I haven't been streaming, although I did put up a couple of YouTube videos. Luna Freya Final Fantasy XIV YouTube exclusive. That's been fun, actually. Although on the last video, towards the end, I don't think you could hear me. But I haven't gone back to actually check because I didn't want to find out I was right. So, I put in the description what was going on, so I'm not too concerned about that. Also, you can look at the scene to know what it is I'm talking about. Blah, blah, yakety yak. Let's get to today. So, today, I got out the shower this morning and I almost didn't want to stream today, but I said, you know what? I can't do that. We have a milestone to celebrate. What is that milestone to celebrate, you ask? Well, the milestone to celebrate today is Jessie Lamb makes the 300th artist shoutout on the Become Empowered Instagram. Now, I haven't gone back and counted how many I've done shown on stream, but on the Instagram, Jessie's the 300th. So that is a milestone. And one I'm happy to celebrate. So here we have Jessie Lamb. I had to hunt for their Twitter because they have an art station, they have a LinkedIn. And I said, this person is too cool to not have something else. So I actually manually typed their name into Twitter and I found their Twitter handle. And how did I find their Twitter handle? Because if you look at, oh, never mind. You'd have to actually go to the ArtStation post and then go to their ArtStation profile to see it, but their ArtStation profile uses AXL99. So, oh, let me type that into Instagram and Twitter and see what comes up. The Twitter did. So, perfect. They have a Twitter, they have an ArtStation, they have a LinkedIn. They also have a Linktree, but I found my 3, so there we go. And that's part of the criteria. So do go check them out. Again, this is the 300th artist shoutout on the Become Empowered Instagram. Yay! I'm excited. And what I like to do for Sundays is to find fan art for the game I'm going to be playing. Technically, that's right. I am playing Arcade Spirits, but these backgrounds were for the Arcade Spirits, the new challengers. And the reason why I had to use that was because there isn't really a whole lot of fan art out there for this game. At least on ArtStation, there isn't. And the reason why I use ArtStation is because it has filters. I can actually filter for followers and, oh, excuse me, subject material. So I don't think DeviantArt lets me do that, which is why I've been doing mainly ArtStation. But I might need to go check. The next time I play this game, might need to jump onto DeviantArt to find some fan art, which is sad. Like, the art for this game is fantastic. I loves it so much. But yeah. Oh, I'm so glad. Crud. Hold up. So I've been messing around with the commands and whatnot because we haven't played this game in a bit. So now I'm sitting here. I can't remember how I had the commands and stuff set up for everyone. So I'm going to use this one for now. And we'll see how it goes with the game. Why isn't the game? Oh, that's right. The game capture doesn't work for this one. I have to use the desktop capture. Alright, so where the commands and whatnot and coffee are now, probably gonna have to change it later. Because 1-800, my bad, I completely forgot to go back through and make its own settings. So, I have the stream open in another window. We'll see what happens. Also, I'm late, but I also might be ending this early. As I mentioned before, I was really in no mood to stream today, but we had a milestone that needed to be celebrated. So, gonna stream a little bit. Update the game being played, turn the music back on a little bit. Hope that's good for the rest of you. If you can hear it, hopefully. We'll find out later. Oh. Okay. Actually, hold up. I think I need to load an autosave. Shit. Back to preferences. Load. Where's the autosave? Then again. Oh, never mind. Guess not. Because I thought... I could have sworn we were ahead of this. Alright. It's fine. Alright. I also don't remember if I was reading this aloud or not. That was way too much time playing Peglin in Final Fantasy XIV. Alright, so how do I get tickets to Max? How can we advertise there, and how much would all of that cost? I'm still living off pizza bagels, you know. You mean you don't already have your tickets? They sell out, like, on day one, my friend. Actually, they sell out in about 20 minutes on day one, and all the hotel rooms are gone way sooner. Well, fuck. I'm gonna go with my response. My greatest plans foiled. I love Iris. Mariah, while you were all talking, I located all of the scalpers who were selling tickets online at exorbitant prices. Then I hacked into their wow, really? Then I hacked into their IP addresses, found less than tasteful information on a couple of them, which would make their lives very difficult if it got out into the open. After contacting them, I promised I wouldn't leak such sensitive materials into the internet in exchange for selling us the tickets at their original prices. Hooray! And they gladly obliged, such nice humans. I transferred the funds from your account to theirs and secured the tickets. You should be getting an email for 2 max tickets in approximately 3, 2, 1, done. Oh, and I suggest you invite Juniper to come along as your second. According to Juniper's Iris, she's very stressed from her job and could use a mini vacation. Okay, but Iris? That's kinda known as blackmail. What you just did is technically very, very illegal. Don't worry, Mariah. I erased all possible leads back to you. You'll be fine. And it's all in the name of helping the Funplex, isn't it? Just like you wanted me to do? Well, Iris has been dedicating herself to this event. I couldn't be doing it without her. Even if we need to have another talk about human ethics. Fine, fine, but next time, let's do it without any federal crimes, okay? Okay, it's a promise. Regardless, hey, tickets! Now you can go. Sweet. And I'm not going to pity a few cold-hearted, bloodthirsty ticket scalpers myself. Those guys ruin events like Max. Also, while I was procuring your tickets, I stumbled across the Funplex's Facewall account. It hasn't been updated in exactly 13 weeks, 2 days, 14 hours, and 54 seconds. The Funplex's social media presence is completely non-existent. Wait, we have a Facewall account? I mean, that does make sense, but still, I had no clue of its existence. I sorta run it. I'm really bad at keeping up on it, though. That sounds like it would be Gavin's thing. Why isn't he in charge of it? Gavin couldn't care less about social media. He says that, and I quote, social media is where idiots go to yell at each other about nothing of any importance, and I'm not going to waste my time with that. Gavin, I fucking love you. Because he's not wrong. Yeah, what does that say about you? You're on social media. I'm not an idiot. But he's not wrong about the fact idiots go there to argue about shit that's not important. It can be used for... I got caught up in the chocolate I was eating, sorry. It can be used for good, spread news and stuff like that. But unfortunately, social media has also made it so people think they're important, think their opinion is more important than it actually is. Which is sad. And looking at the stream, I believe I can actually move that up a bit. Hang on. Sorry, I did mention this in the beginning that I'd be adjusting the whatchamacallit as needed. Alright, so I need to adjust this. I can move it. It looks like I can move it up a bit. Get it out of the color. Oh, too high. One thing I can do for this game, we can deactivate this so you can actually see that stat in the upper right corner, or hold up. That's better. There we go. And the 2 coffee accounts, you can go... Looks like you can go a bit lower. You're cut off a little bit, but that's fine. Alright, much better. Yay. That also sounds like Evan. Yep, and Francine is too old to understand the importance of social media. Naomi is way too busy with all her beloved games, so it fell into my hands. Which, as Iris stated, I haven't been doing a great job at. Well, we should take advantage of it for this. We can use the Funwell account to spread the word of Funplex Rising. You're completely right. I should work harder at it. Or if you want, you could take it over as the event manager. That'd make sense. Yep. I really should take on this responsibility. I can only benefit. And Ashley's right. Getting the word out is part of being an event manager. Right, I got this. Ashley, can you email me the login info? Yep. Yep and yep. Pulls out her phone and fiddles with it for a minute. Login get. Congratulations, you are the new owner of our social media accounts. Huzzah, the power is all mine. Mine! Ashley, are you sure you want to give Mariah this much power? If the fact that she threw her head back and cackled isn't sign enough, I don't know what else is. I'm not worried one bit. Excellent. Mariah, I can help the Funplex keep up with the face wall too. I can program time posts and use effective keywords to get the most out of each post. SEO is one of my many, many talents. That'd be helpful, actually. Just, don't break any laws. Yeah, understood. Do I have permission to access your contacts on your face wall? Sure. And there. I sent out notifications to everyone on your friends list and your friends list about Funplex Rising. That was fast. No joke. One more thing, your site should have about 75% more images. Did you know that 90% of people prefer looking at pictures online rather than reading? Yes, I knew that. Sometimes I just don't understand you sentient beings. Your iris does make a good point. We should totally come up with a poster for our event. We can hand them out at Max too. Oh, okay. This is a flash. I remember this now. I should probably should have gone back and rewatched that video, but yeah. And I think, and looking at my Streamlabs random note, I think I'm the only one who can hear the music right now, because there isn't even anything going on with Streamlabs. Huh. Alright, moving on. So in the last one, I believe this was a flashback. It was going to show us how we got to Max and how we made all the pamphlets and blah blah yakety yak. Blah blah yakety yak. And of course put them up around the arcade. Okay, the arcade isn't too hectic today. Ashley, if you could watch the floor, I could go design up a sweet flyer to pass out to the congoers. It is time to deploy my mad artistic skills. Ooh. Sounds like a plan. Let's make this the best Max ever. One we will never forget. I like Thea. I was eating. Oh, I took the liberty of tuning your poster just a little bit. And changing the font selection and picking out new clip art and rearranging everything and using a poppier color scheme. But I liked my original design. Mariah, you used Comic Sans and Papyrus. Comic Sans is cool, right? It looks like a comic book. Gamer nerds love comic books, don't they? And Papyrus was in that movie with the blue cat people, aliens, everybody loved. Take it from a wannabe visual designer, Comic Sans is a one-way ticket to uncool school. Where'd I get school from? Wannabe visual designer. Comic Sans is a one-way ticket to the uncool zone. But these new flyers are going to pull people in from their four corners of the globe. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess these are kind of not bad. Pretty good, actually. Okay, they're superior by every conceivable metric. I didn't know you were an artist, Juniper.
Well, I mean...
I'm not really. I mean, I guess I'm good at pretending to be one, but I couldn't, like, make art for a living, right? I couldn't. Anyway, if that stack isn't enough, I also emailed you a copy of the original file. Just take it to a copy shop or something. They can run off more. Publishing document yet. So, back to the point at hand, getting the information to the masses. Maybe we just start yelling, "Hey, you guys!" Why? Several people turn around and look at us confusedly. Juniper? What? Yelling is probably not the best way to get our word out. And I'm actually still waiting for Ashley and Tia to show up. They promised that they would help me, so I think I'll just hang out until they arrive. As you like, it seems my work here is done. Juniper pulls out her phone and checks it. You Funplex folks fling some flyers. Whoa. Say that 5 times fast. You Funplex folks fling some flyers. Whew. As for me, there's a really cool panel I wanted to attend. How to get your foot in the door of the arcade art industry. Ooh, that would be a good panel. I mean, not that I'm seriously thinking about it, just, you know, it's interesting and stuff. Oh, it's starting in 10 minutes. I'll catch up with you at home. Good luck, Mariah. Juniper waves as she trots off. I lose sight of her instantly as she ducks into the crowd. Growing up, I always knew that arcades were amazingly popular, but the reality of it all really didn't stick until being here at Max. Thousands of people all coming together for their love of games. It's actually pretty darn inspiring. Just say damn. I mustered enough courage to wade my way through several hundred people in the main convention hall. Eventually, I find a safe space, a humble bench near the water fountains. I make this my home base while I wait for my friends. Since both Tio and Ashley are running late, I have some time to fully take in my surroundings in a calmer fashion, of course. Everywhere I look, everything I see, it's all steeped in arcade culture. Booths are set up for all the major arcade companies, each table vying for the attention of the crowd. Some have spaces set up with stages, flashing lights, and people throwing t-shirts into lines of people. Can we talk about these lines for a second, though? There are lines for everything. Lines to play games, lines to go see a panel, lines to eat disgusting convention food, lines for the bathroom. There are even lines to get into other lines. And they all just wait there, standing, happily chittering amongst themselves. I have trouble waiting in line for 10 minutes at the whole story for a coffee, let alone waiting in line for 3 hours just to play a game that'll be released in 4 months. These people aren't even human anymore. Their perseverance is godlike. The sensory output here is overwhelming. People are shouting and laughing as they crowd over areas. Music pumps out of several different booths, making it a weird mashup of notes and chiptunes. What's a chiptune? There's even a giant dinosaur that people can take selfies with. As I contemplate how I'm going to attract all these people at Funplex Rising, I hear sounds of very loud and very upbeat music from behind me. I feel the bumping of the bass reverberate through my shoes and I turn around. Hello! Tio sits down a colossal boombox at his feet. I recognize the music now. It's from Showtime Stage, and Tio is bumping his signature song. I motion for him to turn down the music and he complies. The last thing I need to do is lose my voice from shouting before I even get the chance to talk to anybody. Hey, hey! Sorry I'm late. I had some last minute dance moves I had to incorporate into the routine. No worries, I just got here myself. Despite Max's many attempts to trample me, I have survived thus far. Yeah, it looks like you were significantly non-trampled. Nicely done. Don't congratulate me yet. We still have the rest of the day to endure. What's with the boombox, by the way? Oh, this is for Showtime Stage Gathering. There are going to be a couple hundred of us from all over the world. I didn't realize that there's a Showtime Stage communities in other countries.
Absolutely.
Sexy voice. We're actually the second biggest community. The largest is in Japan. Several players flew in all the way from Tokyo just to be part of our Showtime Stage flash mob. A flash mob is no small feat. I can't even begin to imagine the amount of time Theo put into this. Must have been hundreds of hours at least. Impressive. I really hope it turns
Hell
out
yeah.
fantastic. I've been planning this for months, and it's taken coordination from all the leaders of all the Showtime groups. There was a lot of work from all sides to make this come together. Now all that's left is to actually do it. In fact, Mariah, you should come watch it. I was about to respond when a very elegantly dressed gentleman caught my eye. Huh! That's not a gentleman, that's Ashley. He wore a black proper tailcoat with an ornate sigil pinned to his breast. Accompanying his suit, he had fashioned himself with white regal gloves with a cloth draped over his arm. He held tightly onto an antique tea kettle. As he approached, and the crowd parted like waves for Moses. There were oohs and ahs from onlookers, and people pulled out their phones to get a quick picture of him. Like the rest of the crowd, I was taken aback at how immaculate this butler was. Absolute perfection. I felt like I had time warped back to the 1800s and about to have tea with royalty. He stepped up to me and Tio and gave us a slight bow. Normally this would be ridiculous Normally this would be ridiculously out of place, but not at an arcade convention. He's a character from a hot fighting game called Melee Maidens. It's all about ninja maids and battle butlers duking it out for the right to serve a fancy party or something. Tea, Earl Grey, hot. This cosplayer is decked out in full butler regalia, teapot and all. I think I'll play along in the charade. Just in time. The lithium crystals are busted and the replicators are on the fritz, number one. Make it so. Monriah, it's me. Huh? How does Mystery Butler know my name? Do I have a stalker who is also Butler? What if we work together? I was right. It's Ashley. Uh-huh. Did Francine hire someone to not tell me about it? How long have Gavin, Naomi, and Ashley? Took you long enough. Jeez. The confused look on your face. Ha! Called it. Priceless. Have you never seen Ashley's crossplay before? Possibly? Probably not. What's crossplay? It's when you cosplay as another gender. Oh, okay. Ashley, seriously. You look completely different. I didn't even recognize you. I did! I'm sorry I let you think otherwise for a minute, but it was all in good fun. No worries. It's pretty impressive work. Oh, it's not impressive at all. I mean, I could have done a much better job at sewing the coattails, and I need to be like 5 inches taller, and I didn't go to the gym enough before this. You can't change any of that now, and honestly, it looks fine. Regardless, the cosplay parade is starting soon, and I need to get over there. You should come with me. Hey now, Mariah was going with me to the Showtime stage gathering. Well, whatever Mariah wants to do, it's her choice. That's fair. Folks.
Hell yeah! Hey, pretty great spot, isn't it? Shh, hey, keep it quiet. Flash mobs are supposed to be all secret and stuff until it all goes down. Good, good. I can't have you ruining the surprise. But in all seriousness, I really appreciate you being here. It means a lot to me, cheering me on and just being your amazing self. I'm honored to call you my friend. For you, I got you. But it'll have to wait until after the flash mob. We should be starting any minute now.
Oh, just worrying about everything collapsing from underneath me. This whole thing won't work unless I have all the group leaders. And right now, it's just me and my sister. Sister? You never mentioned you had a sister before. Well, you don't really talk about family much, so I felt it would be impolite to bring it up by here dinging. Welcome to the Titans, Paleto Pazzo 104. Did the alert go off that you followed? I heard the ding. I wasn't checking, I was reading. Touche. Your sister is one of the dance leaders?
Absolutely.
Honestly, she's probably a better dancer than I am. She taught me everything I know about dancing, from the, I'm gonna guess, chassé to the moonwalk. When I was a kid, I would watch her dance recitals and be in complete awe. Every turn, step, and movement done with absolute elegance. I wish I was like that. I can't even come close to comparing to my sister. I'm awful. Hold up just a minute. Tail rolls his eyes and lets out an exasperated sigh at my cool dancing pun. Ha! You're more talented than all the others that dance at the Funplex. That's why they chose you as their leader. They look up to you so much for more than teaching new dogs old tricks. You're kind, Mariah, but what you don't understand is that Showtime stage is completely different than traditional dance. You lost me. Like, we were walking along the same point there, but then I spotted a candy store and ran off. That's how lost I am. With Showtime stage, you're forced to move within a finite box. Can't glide across the dance floor or jump as high as you want. In a grand gîte, while it looks very similar, it's restrictive. Dance is all about freedom of expression, and you don't have that as much in Showtime stage. While I'm not the best dancer, I am good at one thing. What's that? Games.
Exactly.
Games with dancing elements in them, to be exact. Funny enough, my sister doesn't even play dancing games. She's terrible at them, in fact. But she's helped me figure this whole flash mob out. And if it doesn't work, I'm going to be mortified. How bad will it look if 300 people are all prancing around out of sync? Teal holds his hands up to his face in horror, much like the Scream painting. When I look at his hands, I can see them shaking. He's doing his best to keep together, but if I don't find a way to calm him down, he's going to break. There is only one thing to do to fix this. Dance! I start doing the only dance I ever bothered to learn, the Macarena. I don't remember the Macarena. I shake my body as rhythmically as I can and outstress my right arm, then the left. My hands follow suit up to my head, my hips, and then give a little wiggle. I bend once at the knees before jumping up and turn to the side, only to do it all again. Are you seriously doing the Macarena right now? Well, what? You don't like it? I didn't until right now. Teal looks way more relaxed now. He's laughing and smiling like he normally does. Thanks, I'm so ready for this now. Perfect! I don't know the Macarena anymore. Oh, Mariah, can you excuse me for a minute? I see my peeps. I nod and he dashes off towards a group of people. They're all huddled together, and when Teal approaches, they all give him hugs and high fives. Everyone is in great spirits, and they're getting ready for the big moment. Teal grabs his boombox from where he left it earlier and makes his way up to the main stage. As soon as his foot touches the platform, the Funplex crew, who had commandeered Showtime stage, quickly springs into action. This is cool. One of them runs behind the Showtime stage cabinet and unplugs it from the wall. Hey! The bouncy Euro pop that was playing is replaced with dead silence. A collective gasp comes from the atrium. The other few members pull out a microphone from a nearby pack and hands it to Tio. He plugs the cord into the back of his boombox and brings it in close to his mouth. Max, are you ready for me to rock your body? There are so many ways to take that. There's a cheer from the crowd as all the dancers are ready to get on with the flash mob. The delight of the crowd is feeding Tio's energy and he's gulping it up. Don't turn away, not even for a second. Tio looks directly at me and winks. Watch me now. Tio begins with a snap and everyone falls into place. As Tio moves his body, everyone in the audience starts to mimic him. Slowly, more people join in. Group of people after group of people. I don't know why my brain froze. Soon the entire room is dancing, moving together like a school of fish. But way more upbeat and not getting eaten by sharks. The music pumps into the atrium and everyone is feeling it. Tio leads the flash mob. Is it Tio or Teo? Leads the flash mob from the stage, and he's putting his entire spirit into it. He's smiling from ear to ear as he hits every beat with utter precision. The congoers who aren't participating in the flash mob have pulled out their phones and are recording the whole thing. Gamers are exchanging gossip and taking pictures. I'm sure I'll be reading all about this all over the social media. Actually, I should probably post something about this on our face wall. I pull out my phone like everyone else and snap a few pics and video clips. The flash mob itself didn't last more than a few minutes. And in a dramatic end, Teo jumps off the stage and into the crowd. The people immediately part for Teo as he strolls deeper into the middle of the masses. The same Funplex crew members that helped earlier are following Teo with his boombox. Now I'm downing myself. Is it Teo or Teo? Once Teo, I'll go with that until I hear the name again, makes it to the center of the crowd. He motions for his friends to put it down. Once again, he brings the mic up. Well, did you like it? And once again, cheers erupt from the throng of dancers. Teo claps along with all the bystanders. Thank you. Max, you are too sweet. You know, I couldn't have done this whole thing without the help of my friend Mariah. More clapping and shouting, only this time it's for me? She gave me encouragement when I needed it most. Mariah, why don't you come here for a minute? Huh? Me? No, the other Mariah standing behind you. Get your buzz over here. I feel a couple people lightly push me towards Teo. No, go away. Hesitantly, I made my way over to him. I wish I could do like a dark brown for the hair. I don't think that was an option. It was weird to be surrounded by that many people, but being next to Teo made me feel comfortable about the whole situation. It's good to have backup. Everyone give it up for Mariah. More people, happy people cheer for me. I don't know why my eyes are skipping words. Now, I really want you all to listen to her. Like, really listen. It's an important announcement. You fucker? No. No. No! Teo hands me the mic and leans in next to me, whispering in my ear, you wanted help with Funplex Rising, right? Well, you've got the floor. Go ahead and tell everyone about it. Looking out at the masses, my chest felt tight, and I could feel a bead of sweat running down my back. Teo smiled at me earnestly, waiting for me to speak to everyone. This was it, wasn't it? This is what I had been asking for, to go out and do something for myself. I couldn't back down now. I had to do this for myself. I was going to prove to myself that I am not a duplication of my family. I can break the mold. Huh? I took a deep breath and mustered every ounce of confidence I could find hiding within. I took the mic in my hand, blinked once, and began to speak. How's everyone enjoying their Max? A good amount of wooing and cheering came from those around me. Step 1. Always get the audience on your side. What about that flash mob, though? Fantastic, right? I know you all are having such a great time, and why let it end after today? Next week, Francine's Arcade Funplex at the Twin Pines Mall is going to be putting on a special event. and it's going to be one hell of a time. It's called Funplex Rising, and we need your help to make it as good, if not better, than Max. Tio leans in to play the part of my, what's a co-MC?
Sure.
You had me at a special event. Tell me more. The Funplex is a growing and humble arcade, but packed with the best games around and the best gamers around. That is true. It's our first big event, and we need your help to make it rock. We're having a Fist of Discomfort tournament, an exhibition event to break the world record high score of Moopy's Magical Maze. High score competitions on every game in the arcade all day long, and we'll be revealing a brand new mystery game, a rarity you won't believe. But that's not all, right, Honoria? Nope! Showtime Stage is a huge part of the Funplex, and we owe Teo our thanks to that. As you know, he's cultivated his community to what it is today, and to celebrate that, we want to offer the exclusive event to all you dancers out there. The special dancing event at the Funplex Rising will be, drumroll please, slapping his hands on his thighs to imitate a drum. I said we can't just have one tournament at Funplex Rising. I know how competitive those dancers get. We can do an official side tournament and have a big cash prize with all the buy-in money. Gavin probably won't mind. It's perfect. We can't let all those fighting gamers get all the fun tournaments, can we? At Funplex Rising, we are going to have our very own Showtime Stage tournament with prizes. Another roar from everyone in the atrium. It's so loud that I swear the window shook. Fantastic! Everything you said sounds just amazing. I know I'll be there. Wonderful! And I hope to see all of your faces out there next weekend. I point to as many people around me as I can. I could not have done that. Can I look at this real quick? Oh, I guess not. As Teo and I were cleaning up after the flash mob, my phone in my pocket started going off. At first it was just a couple vibrations, but before I could realize what was happening, my phone started seizing. What the? I pulled my phone from my pocket, and when I looked at it, the Funplex's face wall had over 1,000 likes. No, really, what? The hell? Beep, beep. Beep, beep. Can I interrupt? I might have borrowed the pictures and video clips you snapped earlier and applied the proper hashtags and links to the Funplex's social media accounts. Since the content went live, activity on the Funplex's face wall has increased 700%. The buzz about Funplex Rising is off the scale. Note to self, invent a new scale. I quickly scanned my own face wall, and even people I knew who weren't arcaders were talking up a storm about it. I also heard people around me discussing it. Yay! I can't wait till next weekend. That Funplex Rising thing sounds like a blast. I am totally going to that Funplex place. What's this mystery game they mentioned? It was great to hear all the buzz around the atrium, and Iris really helped with the social media aspect. Yeah! I can't believe it was that easy. I doubt it. I doubt it. I feel like something bad's gonna happen. Nope, something bad's gonna happen. I don't like feeling that way. But something bad's gonna happen. I have a headache. Damn it. Sometimes that's all it takes. That was great fun, but I'm totally exhausted. Me too. But you didn't dance. Hey, I faced my fears in front of several hundred people. If that's not exhausting, then I don't know what is. Plus, I'm hungry. You could always go over to one of the food vendors and pay $12 for overly salted french fries. There is no such thing as overly salted french fries. Yet. Well, there goes my appetite. Not mine. I want french fries now. Damn it. You know, Gavin and Naomi are running a pop-up arcade for the Funplex, along with some other local arcades in Hall B. Could always pop by there for a breather with some friends. How about I meet you there later? I need to debrief with the other leaders first. Sounds good. That was me seeing you. I wave bye to you as I make way toward. Wow. Exhibit Hall B. On the lookout for Gavin's serious face or Naomi's kind one. Let's see. Exhibit Hall B. It very much resembles Exhibit Hall A, where I started my day. Industry types, dealers, swag, crowds. Crowds. There's definitely more actual arcade games here, as local places have set up pop-up arcades all over the place. It's hard to notice the smaller displays with the giant garish Deco's Palace display eating up the center, but I managed to crawl my way around the edges to find. Well, now, pretty much everybody else in the crew, save for Francine. Teo and Ashley are still off hanging out with their respective communities. I've got some time. Maybe I can bend someone's ear. Meanwhile, let's see. What's everybody doing right now? Poor Gavin. Naomi. Naomi looks totally frustrated with the monitor chassis for her game partially removed so she can tinker with it. There's definitely neck glow, so the neck can't be cracked, so why am I getting nothing at all? Hey Naomi? Oh, Mariah. Sorry, I was wrapped up in my own little world there. What's up? I'm taking a break, and as of now, you are on a break as well. That's sweet, but I really can't. You're getting nowhere with that game. Take a break. Consider it an order. I guess I'm on break then. Thanks, Gavin. Cool, cool. You want to get away from the crowd for a bit? Find a quiet corner and hang out? Decompress a bit? What's with... That's repetitive.
Ugh.
Absolutely. I can busy myself with the games, but... Ugh. I hate the crowds. Always here. Every year I go to Max. Always have. Every year I go to Max. Naomi reaches out and grabs my hand before I can object and drags us off to a semi-quiet little niche between two display booths. Good for a private conversation. Okay, no broken games, no chatting strangers, good. Honestly, I love my retro games, but I wish they'd break down less often. All this 1980 beep tech is fun to play with, except when downtime has lost profits. Okay, so I gotta know, why the fixation on retro games? I'm not saying they aren't cool, it's just not something folks our age are usually into, right?
I'd contest that with posts by 20-somethings on classic game collector sites. But you're really asking why I'm into this stuff. And hey, what's not to love? The cool glow of a cathode ray tube, blooming color through the scan lines, the simple and clean pixel art style. One stick, a few buttons, easy to learn, hard to master. You can keep your crazy networked real-time strategy beat-em-up esports fighter thingies. Give me a maze or a spaceship or a bunch of dots any day.
Or a princess to rescue and turtles to jump on. Right! Or more the jumping than the rescuing, although I do like the princess rescuing the prince in Wyvern Keep. Good pick, Manraya. Weren't you pulling for me to pick phrase invaders? Well, yeah, but I can dig Wyvern Keep too. So how'd you get started with retro games? Well, I know the cliche answer is I had an older brother who introduced me to games, but that's basically the truth. Sort of. Indirectly, I guess. For a whole summer, my jerk-over brother was in charge of babysitting me. And being a teenager, he didn't want to bother. He wanted to go to the arcade and hang with his friends. So he dragged little old me with him to the arcade, gave me a fistful of tokens, and told me to keep myself busy. At first, I played what all the kids played, ticket games, prize games, but I got bored with it fast and realizing I wasn't winning much of anything. Honestly, kids are smart, right? They gotta realize they're being scammed. Well, when you really want a toy with all your heart. Don't be so hard on kids. I've worked the floor for weeks. I've seen how fixated a kid can get on some high-ticket plushie. when you've made up your mind and already spent piles of tokens, well, you gotta keep going. Otherwise, you have to admit it wasn't worth it. Yeah, it's cruel. The sunk cost fallacy. I wish I could just give these kids the toy they want, but I don't know. Sell it? But no way Gavin would allow that. Plus, well, there was one other problem with the ticket game area. Too many kids, just way too many kids I didn't know, from schools I didn't go to. I was too timid to ask someone to leave a game I wanted to play, or even to hover behind them, worried they might talk to me. Oh, I'm really not good with strangers, huge crowds of them. Once I get to know someone, well, they're not a stranger. That's different. Like you. I got to know you quickly enough. Considering she gave me her lunch on day one, quickly indeed. But there was one area of the arcade which had next to nobody playing games, where I didn't need to put a quarter up and wait in line. Where everything was fun. Retro games. Exactly! Only a few older guys back there. I could play anything I wanted, every game was a single token, and it was all so amazingly cool and flashy and colorful and... oh, that was paradise. Those games were my new best friends. Now I looked forward to my jerk of a brother abandoning me in the arcades to go play fighting games. Eventually, summer vacation ended and it was back to school, but I kept visiting arcades, especially ones with good retro collections, so that's how I got into classic arcade games. Did you have any favorites in particular? So what games did you play at that arcade? Any standouts in your memory? Of course, Pac-Man, Dig Dug, all the standards. But I loved Pango. Cute little penguin kicking ice blocks around. You had to really think ahead to play that game well too. Took skill. I found a plushy penguin once with red fur at a toy store. Bought it immediately. Made a purple bow tie for it, and that was my Pango plushie. It's still in my workshop, in fact. The plushie, not the game. I wish we had the game. I know it's a little weird for me to not be interested in newer games. It's not like new games are universally awful. But I like what I like. I love what I love. I do what I love for a living. How cool is that? As long as the Funplex stays open and keeps its retro spirit bright, I'll be happy. Well, event manager Mariah will see to it that we keep our doors open. That's why I'm here at Max, to make this event the big deal it deserves to be. Thanks so much for that. I'm no good at the meet and greet stuff. Neither am I. Which is why I like streaming. I think we should both get back to what we do best for the glory of the Funplex. For the glory of the Funplex. The two of us make our way back to the mini Funplex. Her to resume tinkering, me to catch up with Teo and Ashley again. My current status, sitting. And enjoying it. It took a few minutes of searching and stalking, but eventually I found an open seat in the pop-up arcade. While the sit is satisfying, the rest of everything else is miserable. My feet are sore from walking all over, and I don't remember the last time I ate. I feel dehydrated, and I have a slight headache from all the noise. Me too. Me too. And there are still 4 more hours of max left. Oh, if Gavin saw me in my current state. Leaning back, arms at my side, completely exhausted. I can picture it clearly. He'd be looming over me with his dark, unfettered eyes. He would lean in close and frown, grumbling. He'd say, "Mariah, may I remind you, these seats are for patrons only." I audibly sighed just thinking about it. As luck would have it, though, Gavin and Naomi are huddled over the Galaga cabinet, trying to figure out why the monitor's not working. It's freedom. My buns are experiencing the best freedom has to offer. And while my body feels like it could collapse at any moment, I feel good about it. Right? Getting the word out about Funplex Rising was great. Seeing people's face light up with excitement is why I'm really here. Plus, watching Teo inspire the crowd was an added bonus. His energy is infectious. I smiled to myself. The pain in my heels and the grumbling in my tummy. Worth it. I said tummy. But I like Winnie the Pooh. While enjoying the respite, I let my eyes close for a moment, and of course, the second I do that, I hear footfalls closing in. There you are, Manraya. We've been looking all over for you. But we were specifically going to meet back up here at the Funplex pop-up arcade. Ha! Yes, but we didn't expect you to be tucked in the darkest corner of the arcade. I'm hiding from Gavin. He'll put me to work if he sees me. Hiding behind the pinball machines is probably not the smartest choice, then. You know how much he loves pinball. Every spare moment he thinks no one is watching him is spent getting that high score. I have so many candid pictures on my phone of him playing pinball. You have to show me, like, right now. Haha, yes, his concentration face is so cute. Before I can even react, Ashley has her phone out and is scrolling through pictures of Gavin. Ahem! Both look up at me guiltily. Don't we have more important matters? Max is over in a few hours, and we will have a lot of work left to do. I think I know what's tripping me up, these lines. You're right, Manraya. Please don't tell Gavin. Your secret is safe with me. Right. So, business time. I think I got something. Go on. I have a friend and she's an indie arcade developer. The new title she's been working on is amazing. It's got co-op. It's got competition. It's got magical schoolgirls. Oh goodness. Now you're talking. It's got it all. Wait, I'm pretty sure I've heard of this game. Is it called Magical Moon Cuties? Yeah, that's the one. And she's thinking about premiering it at Funplex Rising.
Oh my gosh!
It would be cooler than cool. It sounds interesting enough. Might make for another fun game for people to play. Definitely. My friend is somewhat renowned in the indie scene, and the game's been in development for years. I'm sure it will create some buzz at least. Are you kidding, Teo? We'd be the talk of the arcade world. I do like the talk of the Yeah. I do like being the talk of world-sized things. Let's go check it out. I stand up, invigorated by the news. As I start walking back toward the hall with Teo, I hear a call from behind me. Wait! I turn around and see Ashley standing there, fidgeting. Her green eyes are darting back and forth nervously. Ashley? I, too, have a plan. She motions for us to come back towards her, which we do. What's your idea, Ashley? She puts an arm around Teo and the other one around me, huddling the three of us close together. So what I'm proposing might not be the most legal course of action. Do I even want to know? You've seen the huge monitors hanging from the ceiling in the middle of all that... From the ceiling in the middle of all the major halls, right? How could I miss them? They've been constantly bombarding us with ads and false hopes of high-quality convention food. No matter how amazingly tempting that $9 hot dog looks on the big screen, don't even think about it. Exactly my point. Everyone is looking at it. I know a way to sneak into the back area. All we have to do is break into the main communication center and upload the flyer Manraya made into the rotation.
Whoa.
You want to do what? Shh, keep your voice down. Unless you want to get arrested for being an accomplice. It's a genius plan. Everyone at the Max will see our name in lights. Okay, so yeah. That's the less than legal way of getting the word out, but I have to admit, you've got me intrigued and it'd definitely work, but I don't know. Trust me.
About?
We need to go in disguise. Of course we need to go in disguise. I'm already nicely disguised, and Mariah would need to switch into something way more distracting. Why more distracting exactly? To distract from your face, of course. What I'm trying to say is people will remember the costume, not the person wearing it. I've got the perfect maid costume for you. It's from Melee Maidens, the same thing my costume's from. A maid costume? You want to put me in a maid costume? It'll be fun, and just the ticket for keeping people from recognizing you. But if you don't want to do it, that's fine. I suggest going with Teo instead. I'm going with Teo and letting me take care of the advertising myself. It's cool. I can do it. I mean, I can't tell Iris to not do anything illegal and then turn around and do something illegal. I mean, come on now. Totally up to you. Though I think you'd look super cute as a maid. Let's not forget about Magical Moon Cuties. I suggest you come with me instead. Far safer. Both options are valid. Honestly, splashing advertising, yum yum, splashy advertising would certainly drive foot traffic, even if getting it up there would be dodgy. Importantly, Iris could help us do it safely without anyone noticing, safer than Ashley going off on her own to try this inadvisable stunt. But a highly anticipated indie title might do the trick and result in far less jail time. Ashley, you got this. You don't need any help from me. Honestly, I don't feel like getting carted off to jail today. It's not on my scheduled agenda. Plus, I'm pretty sure Ashley can handle breaking the and entering all by herself. And yes, I do realize how wrong that sounds, even in my own head. I bet you've seen plenty of heist anime, so much that you can sneak into the Natural History Museum and steal the world's biggest far Faberg, I don't know, egg in the middle of the day. You said, I've got like 20 bobby pins holding this wig on. I won't let you down. I know you won't, and please try to be careful. Ashley smiles wildly before prancing off into a crowd of arcade folk. You can stop worrying, Mariah. Ashley knows exactly what she's doing. That's why I'm worried. Fair enough. Well, shall we go see a lady about an indie game? We shall. As we left the pop-up and traveled deep into the halls of Max, people kept stopping us to say hello to Tia. Yummy. Drinking soda. Anyway, we'd be happily on our merry little way and then get interrupted by a random person. Oh man, it's Teo. How are you doing? Great, but hey, we are on our way to meet with someone. Let's catch up later. Cool, laters. This happened every couple minutes. Walking through the convention floor was like walking through a field of landmines, where instead of explosion, it was uncomfortable introductions to people I will probably never see again. Eventually, Teo leads me back to a section of arcade games hidden behind all the major companies' booths, near where he held his dance flash mob. What they set up here is mostly reminiscent of the rest of Max. Arcade cabinets were closely lined up side by side, making several aisles for gamers to aimlessly wander down. I would have expected to be more used to pushing my way through throngs of crowds by now, but nope. Teo and I force our way through huddled masses of chittering conversations. As I look around at all the different arcade games that surround us, I notice something's off. There are exactly 0 titles that I actually recognize. No Dig Dug, Gauntlet, nor Street Fighter, not even a hint of a pinball game. I was starting to get concerned. Teo, where in Max are we? This is the Indie Mega Arcade. Well, originally they called it the Indie Mega Arcade Expo, but then IMAX sued them. Oh. The what? That didn't explain anything to me. What are all these weird games? I understand nothing. If you'll hush those alluring lips of yours for a second, I'd be more than happy to explain. Okay, I'm hushing now. Totally and completely hushed. Now, where was I? Ah, yes. The Indie Mega Arcade is a huge area of Max that showcases all of the new and upcoming indie arcade games. Indie developers get a chance to show off their stuff, get useful feedback, and maybe get a few people interested in their game along the way. That's the dream of the indie dev, to make a game that people enjoy playing. I really don't know much about the indie arcade scene, admittedly. Working at the Funplex offers me a crash course in arcade culture. Every day I'm learning about completely new aspects. It does make perfect sense to have an indie game scene. I just never realized that it existed. It's pretty amazing, actually. A community of people who share ideas and a passion. Can't afford mass production runs of games, but they've got a lot of heart, you know? They can't crank out a box for every arcade on Earth, but indie developers are free to make whatever type of game they want. No pressure from a big name company either. Complete and utter creative freedom. Yeah! Really, anyone can make a game if you put your mind to it. Also true. In fact, I bet even you and Raya can make an arcade game. What say you? Hmm. Making my own arcade game is something I remember dreaming about as a kid, and recently it's something I've oft thought about in between exchanging tickets for prizes. Well, hey, who hasn't thought of making their own arcade game? It's totally something I would be interested in. Why not? Oh, tell me more. What kind of game would you make? I would make. I'd make none of these. Fine, puzzle. If there's one genre of game that's easy to replicate, it's a puzzle game. Give it a good theme, and people will be drawn to the aesthetics and mental challenge. I bet a simple match 3 game would be fairly easy to make. I'd want an appealing design, something really that match 3s are actually pretty cool. Something really super adorable to catch the eye. Maybe some bedazzling jewels or crushing candy or something. People would sink hundreds of tokens in to continue playing. Exactly. Highly addictive, highly profitable, but also highly fun. Fun is the ultimate point of a game, right? Else to the Yale. Unless you are EA and or Activision Blizzard. I don't know why I said and or. Or Activision Blizzard. Mm, I like
All
it.
right.
Well, if you ever get super bored of being an arcade event manager, I can hook you up with all the proper people to launch your second career. What do you mean? Oh, I have some friends who make arcade games for a living. Some friends? As soon as I said it, I became overtly aware of the situation. Since we stepped into the indie mega arcade, people have been waving and nodding to Tio. Not to mention all these people stopping us on the way to get over here. And all the people supporting Tio's flash mob. Oh, I'd say more than some friends. You're a popular
What?
guy.
Come on, that's silly.
He waves his hand, waving off the very notion that I know to be true. Everyone knows who he is, and I had no idea. Taylor's always been such a crowd pleaser at Showtime stage, but I guess his popularity spread to all facets of his life. Dance champion and indie arcade scene champion, huh?
I try to keep my friends' circles pretty separate. Sometimes it's not always perfect and they tend to overlap. You know, like a Max. But hey, it's got upsides. All my friends are here. The biggest downside of Max is just so hard to see everyone. I never get to spend enough time with them, you know? I got friends here in the Indie Mega Arcade. I got my Funplex crew. I got the dancing community. I just can't see them all. And when I can't see them, I feel like I let them down. I hate having to choose between them. Once again, I've failed my friends. You know, it's a surprise anyone still talks to me anymore.
Hey. Oh, I love his hair. I just don't notice he had a braid. I'm gonna eat. Mateo Alvarez. Haha. Mm-hmm. Now that I've finished with the footage, I'm looking for the perfect place and time to release it, but publicity would mean I might land a manufacturing contract or a publisher, so I could do a wide release. Funplex Rising might be a good choice for that, but I'm going to need a little more convincing. What else you got? Oh, McKay, I'm gonna ride, don't blow it. Michelle had mentioned earlier she likes an arcade that has heart and soul. I should appeal to that. You aren't going to find an arcade that has more spirit than the Funplex. Everyone who frequents there, employees and patrons alike, want nothing more than this event to succeed. This is our chance to show the world our dreams. We've been pouring all of our combined energy into making Funplex Rising victorious. Taya, myself, and all the staff, all the gamers. With Magical Moon Kitties on our side, we can just bring even more heart to this affair. It's the perfect fit for the kind of friendly atmosphere we want, bringing people together. Oi, you got me right in the feels. Plus, I really want to play Magical Moon Kitties too. I don't. Ah, fair enough. I was just sassing you anyway. After I discussed it with Tio, I already knew I was going to show Magical Moon Kitties at the Funplex. Love that enthusiasm though. Really? Really? I mean, it's either the Funplex or Deco's Palace. And while Deco is a heavyweight champion of the arcane world, it's not a good fit for my dreams. Great, so it's settled? I think so. I know so. I do not like the name of this game. Magical Mutant Cuties will have its first playable showing to the public at Funplex Rising. I'll haul my prototype cabinet over to your arcade the day before so you can get it set up. I'd appreciate you keeping it hidden until the event though. Already bought a mystery concealing tarp for our rare game release. Heck, what's one more mystery concealing tart between two friends? This will be an event to remember, and I'm thrilled. I can't wait to share the news with everyone. Mariah, thanks for the support. I really appreciate it. But I should really be thanking you. Sorry to cut this convo off, but Michelle, your next interview is here. It's Mark from Hexagon. Mark, Hexagon. Got it. Ugh, it's so hard to keep track of all these different media outlets. Mariah, it's been great. My people will call your people, or whatever they do these days. Oh, expect your social media to explode later today. Ta-ta! And in a flash, Michelle wandered back into a crowd of people, her friend leading her into the next interview, leaving me standing in shock, unable to believe what had happened. A top indie designer premiering at my event. I imagine the adorable smiling faces of anime magical schoolgirls. I could practically hear them cheering me on. That's so dumb. I knew everything would be great. This is my life? Oh, nothing. Just musing to myself. Out loud, nonetheless. No worries, I do that all the time. Mostly when I'm alone, though. But overall, that went really well. I'm glad that Michelle was really excited to bring her game to the Funplex. Me too. Honestly, I feel like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. What with you helping me raise the height with your flash mob dance, I feel like Funplex Rising is going to be amazing. That's the spirit. I never doubted you for a second. I feel like something bad's about to happen. Anyway, I was about to reply with a totally witty retort about doubting in time. However, we were interrupted by the sounds of a bell chime. The hall will be closing in 30 minutes. It's over already? I was just getting started. I'd barely seen anything. I could do this for at least for another 4 hours. I am frightened and confused as to how you still have so much energy left, Teo. I amaze even myself sometimes. As for me, I was exhausted, allowing yawns to escape from my mouth. Well, I'm officially pooped and ready to go home. Before you go, yeah,
hey,
Teo?
before you go, you wanna, like...
Is he about to ask me out?
Maybe go get dinner with me?
Am I seeing the smooth-talking, witty Teo actually have a loss for words? His face flushed and his consonants stuttered. Holy crap, Teo is actually nervous.
It's been such a long day and I haven't seen you eat anything. And I'm really hungry, so I figured I'd extend the invitation. No one likes eating alone, right?
Smooth. I realized I was staring at Teo wide-eyed and hadn't really responded yet. I was letting him babble on, trying desperately to keep his composure. I should say something, but I should be very clear about my intentions. Oh, I said at the very beginning of the game I wasn't interested in romance. I wonder if that took away romance options. You know, sure, I'm famished anyway, and a meal is best shared among friends. Oh, right, because we're friends. Good friends. Great friends, even. Oh, I would agree with that assessment, yes. This actually seems to take some of the pressure off him. He breathes out and nods in agreement. You've been supportive of me and my crew ever since we caused a fire hazard on your first day of work. Ha! I remember that. Can't ask for a better friend than that. Same, you made me feel more than welcome on my first day at the Funplex. Right, enough words for now. Let's intake massive amounts of calories and store them as fat in our bodies. How about the food court here at the convention center? You know, the one about 50 feet over yonder, smells of fried oil and ridiculously overpriced food? You sold me on the fried oil smell. Haha, great. I've got a hankering for some fries. Me too. Teo and I continued our conversation as we walked over to the closest food vendor, tucked away within one of the many expo halls. Starving, we each ordered the biggest serving of fries, and when we both sat down to enjoy our fried potato delicacies, we instantly realized that one order would have been sufficient to feed both of us. We both laughed happily at our mountain of fries. It's a fry folly. There is no way we could finish this all. Is that a challenge, I hear? Heh, first one to the bottom of the basket wins. We came damn close to finishing our food, but in the end, the tasty potatoes reigned supreme. With our hands resting on our bellies and groans leaving our lips, we waddled away from the table we
Hey,
shared.
thanks for spending the whole day with me. You know, I had a ton of fun.
You know what? I did too. And thanks for helping me out with the Funplex Rising. Hey, what are friends for? I wish you could build the pronunciation of the name into it. All in all, a successful day. Alright, you have a new text message. Operation Hot Dog Takedown mission complete. Asset extracted and heading home for a leisurely bath and some anime. Huh? She hacked the video signs and snuck away. Oh, there it is! There it is! There it is! Over there on the left. Look at the screens. Our flyer's airing there. Wow, I didn't know Ashley was a hacker. Maybe we should swap tips. I'd like the Funplex to commit fewer felonies rather than more, Iris. Aw, okay. Right, time to head home. I promised I would meet Juniper just outside the main exit of the hall, and that's exactly where I was headed. The rush of fresh air hit me as I pushed the double glass doors open. It was nice, refreshing, and had a much better smell than the one I had been around all day. I didn't have to wait long until I saw Juniper. She bounced happily up to me. So, how was your first Max, Mariah? It was... I'll go with fantastic. The amount of support I got from my friends today was amazing. I know I can always count on them, and I feel like we've bonded closer as friends. I can't wait to go back next year. It's only one day. As to be expected with a convention. Although in your case, you really outdid yourself and got smacked with 300% of what anyone else would have. Yeah? How do you figure? Well, most people drop by Max, play some games, maybe attend a panel or two, do some shopping. They're here to be catered to. You, on the other hand, were doing the catering. And like any good caterer, that means spinning plates and doing 12 different things at once. You found interesting ways to push Funplex Rising and promote the Funplex as a whole. You worked your butt off to do it, so rather than attending Max, you were Max. Sure feels that way. I'm totally drained. I kinda envy you, you know? It sounds like you had some great adventures today. Other than designing that flyer, I didn't do that much beyond playing a few games and buying cute t-shirts and stuff. But let me tell you, they are really super cute shirts. I'm glad I could support you though, even if it was just, you know, by doodling up a flyer. It's hardly a doodle. You did great work designing it. Hey, don't sell yourself short. That flyer looks super professional. I mean, no fun Comic Sans, but still pretty cool. I really enjoy doing stuff like that. I don't exactly get a lot of opportunities at the office to express myself. Okay, let's get home and get some real rest. We both earned it. In fact, I'd say we took it, Juniper don't, to the max! After that moment, the rest of the evening was a blur. I knew that Juniper and I took the train back home, heated up some pizza bagels, and I safely made it into my comfy bed. I think it was still I think I was still in shock. At the beginning of this day, I thought that no one was going to know about Funplex Rising. We'd be stuck as a relatively unknown mom and pop arcade. But now it seems like the whole world knows, which is great, but also pretty nerve-wracking. I sighed heavily, letting all my mixed emotions flow over me. There was no turning back now. What I set in motion will stay in motion. It can only get bigger and better from there. At least that's what I'm going to keep telling myself as I drift to sleep. I'm proud of what I accomplished today, and I can't wait to tell everyone at the Funplex about all I've done. I hope they are proud of me too. And before I know it, Funplex Rising will be upon us. And yay! You cleared level 3 of Arcade Spirits. A winner is you. Now let's see your score. Oh snap. Looks like you're really hitting it off with Naomi. Oh, snap. And Theo. You're proving to be a gentle, sweet, and compassionate soul. Also, you scored 11,250 points. Go for the high score. Actually, I don't know what the high score is, but hey, go for it anyway. Do you want to save your game before proceeding to level 4? Yes. But I am not going to proceed to level 4. I am going to call it here because this one has a headache. I'm also, while I'm here, going to rename this. So this is also going to be for Hades and Arcane Spirits. Oops, what'd I do? Oh, okay. Whew. Alright, so. Closing. Because this was fun, despite the headache. I guess I didn't eat enough, so I can't really bitch about it. Good music. I should probably stop it. Though I think I'm the only one who can hear it, because the thing in the Streamlabs isn't moving. I mentioned that before. That's okay. You could hear the talking, so that was good. Anyway, so thank you so much for being here. Welcome to the Titans Paletto Puzzle 104. Yay. Thank you for the follow. So here we are at the closing. Command Discord to get to the Discord. Command Bookshop to get to the Bookshop link. I keep forgetting to change that to Monriah. No, actually, that can stay the Weekend Game Show. That can stay there. That I don't actually mind. That can stay as is. So, there are all the links and things. Command Discord to get to the Discord link. I'm Monriah Titans on Twitch. The YouTube channel for this is Monriah Titans and WGS, because I don't just have Twitch VODs on there. I also have something called Titans Vlog. So I do that too. It's on the same channel. So Monriah and Titans and WGS. No point having multiple YouTube channels for it. And also Become Empowered. Be Empowering are for the stream. Titans and Raya Art is for my art. So glad I got those to match. And the reason why I don't have the Monriah Titans Twitch and Twitter on there is because I don't want to confuse things. Become Empowered and Be Empowering are for the stream and streaming and the artist shoutouts. That is what that is for. So we have the commands there, which I forgot to fix the position of. There we go. So we have Tipoon to get to the links. So you can do tips through coffee, command socials to get to the socials, command support to get to other ways to support, command affiliate to see why I am not shooting for affiliate on Twitch anymore, and command bookshop to get to the bookshop link, which we are affiliated with. So if thou goeth to command bookshop, the Weekend Game Show is affiliated with bookshop.org, the Etsy for small business bookstores. Want to buy more books? Want to support the channel? You can kill two birds with one stone by going to https://bookshop.org/shop/WGS and checking out our bookshop. For every book bought through my link, I get a 10% commission, and you would be assisting a small business bookstore make the switch from Amazon to Bookshop. It is their mission to raise funds for local bookstores, and with the pandemic still going on, it's the mom and pop shops that need our assistance the most. As of right now, they have raised $20,879,000. $419.33 for small business bookstores. I am proud to be affiliated with them. And also, if you do command support, you will be taken to other support links. There are the coffees that I mentioned before. With artist shoutouts, the minimum tip is $1. With coffee, or with the Mariah Titans coffee, the minimum tip is $3. And the reason why that's happening is because the memberships for the Mariah Titans coffee are much less than the ones for the artist shoutouts. The reason being, for those who don't already know, the artist shoutouts one is the membership you join if you want to recommend artists to shout out. There are a limited number of spaces. I'm going to say that again. There are a limited number of spaces. So if you would like to support the stream and you want to join a membership tier, join the Mariah Titans one instead. Please and thank you. There is also a throne wish list. Already mentioned the bookshop. But also if you go to the Tumblr, mariahtitans.tumblr.com/2-support, I actually have a list of referrals and referral links for you lovely folks. So, before I take us to the end, I must once again show our 300th artist shout out of the Become Empowered Instagram. Do go check out Jessie Lamb. Please and thank you. They are on Twitter, ArtStation, LinkedIn, and if you actually go to their Twitter, that is where you will find their link tree to get more stuffs. I probably should have, now that I'm thinking about it, I probably should have checked the link tree to see if they had a Instagram, and then I could have tagged them in the post. Damn it! Too late. Anyway. And that brings us to the end. I'm a gamer, not because I don't have a life, but because I choose to have many. And for those of you who have not yet made this connection, a game is a problem-solving activity approached with a playful attitude. And to any trolls who decide to come up in here and try to talk about how video games are the scourge of the planet, you may not like video games, but what we gamers have learned from them is this. No enemies in front of you means you are going the wrong way. Thank you for watching. May every decision you make in the future be in the spirit of fairness.